Hi my friends, Anna Alchemist of the Arts here. Welcome to my channel. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, it is a pleasure to have you here and to read for you today. This is a general and collective pick a card reading. There are 3 piles to choose from, but for the main reading, other than these couple of oracle cards that I intend to read at the end, I'm going to be using runes today. We have 3 piles. The first is opalite. These little skulls, these are my favorites. So this little opalite skull for pile 1. Pile number 2 is this beautiful bismuth skull. I don't know whether you can see the colours on this. I don't think it picks them up, but yeah, this is one of my favourites. And pile number 3 is this red agate. As always, please take as long as you need to make your selection. As for some general rules and housekeeping, you might be drawn to more than one pile. That's absolutely okay, but never try and force a message that doesn't feel right for you or doesn't feel right for your situation. This is a collective reading, so if you'd like something more specific or personalized, please feel free to look at my links below if you would like a personal reading. They are all available through my website and through Etsy. I do not ask via DM if I can give you a reading, so please be aware of fake accounts demanding money because they are not me. I only have one Instagram account with over 18,000 followers, so please be mindful of that should anybody that looks like me or pretending to be me reaches out to you. Okay, with that in mind, all of my official information is in the description box below, and I will see you in your piles. Hi there, pile number 1. If you were drawn to this lovely little skull today, then this is your reading. As a reminder, this is a collective reading, so please only take what feels right or resonant for you. Don't try and force any messages to fit. And if you'd like a personal reading, all of my information is in the description box below. And as with many accounts, just need to warn you about fake accounts that may be impersonating me. I only have one YouTube and one Instagram, and I will never DM you telling you need a reading or asking you for money. Right, that aside, I'm going to be doing this reading with the runes today. I'm going to use your oracle cards at the end just to clarify. So messages from your ancestors, let's go. And this can be really noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I would probably suggest just taking them off whilst I'm drawing the runes. Okay, now I'm going to remove anything that has landed face down. I shan't be using it for the purpose of this reading. Okay, and then I will just arrange these into a grid. Okay. I'm just going to check the camera. Hopefully you can see these okay. Sorry for wobbling the camera slightly. Just trying to get the best lighting possible for you. Okay. The word unfair is coming to mind. It's like your ancestors are saying, we know this has not been fair. It's just some kind of injustice. Something has happened. This could just be how you're feeling about life, pile 1. And if this isn't where you're at, then maybe this isn't your message. If you were drawn to another pile, then maybe that has a message for you. But it really feels here like there has been an injustice, or you're just feeling really at odds with life like right now. Somewhere between feeling stuck and just feeling like you can't go on with how things are. It's this feeling of things not working, things haven't been working, or things didn't work out the way you thought they did. And so now it's making a decision about how you want to move forwards. We've got Tiraz at the very top of the reading here, which gives me the indication of the overall energy. And this is saying to me that, this is the rune of Tyr in the reverse. Tyr represents justice, of doing the right thing, of doing what needs to be done. It's very utilitarian as a form of action. Sorry for wobbling the camera again. And with this being in the reverse, it can speak of lawfulness. It is this feeling of injustice. And it could just be a feeling of injustice within you without any, fouls having been committed. Just feeling at the moment like things are not fair. And We've got Isa and Urus here, both. Isa can't be reversed, but it's on its side. And this is saying to me, there's this feeling of being stuck or having been stuck, but deciding that you can't go on with the way things have been. And now it's time to make a change. Now it's time to move forwards, to make a difference. And it feels like that's what you're committing to do. With daggers here, daggers is the rune of cycles. Daggers is the rune of the sun. It symbolizes to me, you know, the coming to the sun rebirthing every single day. And that's where I get the meaning of cycles from. It's these cycles of life, death, and rebirth, eternal. So it feels like you're being invited. You're being told here. The message is you are being invited to step into a new cycle. There is something new on its way for you. Something that you could have been waiting for some time. There is going to be change here, but it's change that feels like happy change. Yes, we've got Hunya on its side next to Hagalas. So it feels like there may be some short-term discomfort in order to bring about this change, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. With Athala and Algis at the bottom here, this is a message quite specifically. I mean, Athala is my rune of ancestors. It speaks of inheritance. That's one of its most common meanings. It speaks of inheritance. And this can be what we acquire, what we inherit from our ancestors, what we acquire from our family line. It could be habits, traits, patterns, not even just a literal financial inheritance, but the you know, the spiritual kind, the mental kind, the emotional kind, the kind of gifts that we receive, the life lessons, and also the epigenetic patterns that we carry from our ancestors. With Algis and Athala both on their side, this is a reminder that whilst you're protected, your job here is to break some of these patterns in terms of our spiritual growth, our spiritual path, our own spiritual awareness. We're here to break through some of these patterns. Our ancestors brought us to this point, doing everything that they did. If it wasn't for all of those chance meetings and every single thing that happened in their lives, we might not be here. But they bring us to a point, and then we have our responsibility for doing our bit for the future ancestors. And it feels like it's a reminder that you are connected to them and you can ask for their support and assistance. But also, yeah, it's a message of releasing patterns. So things and cycles that may have perpetuated, that may have just carried on and continued for as long as that you can remember. It's almost this feeling that you are here to break them. There may be some short-term discomfort, but ultimately this change is going to bring you what you want. With Dagas and Yera here, you know, these cycles of time, these two cards of, two runes of time passing, really do signify to me that there is going to be this shift and change. Ultimately, you may have to invest time, effort, and energy into this situation, into yielding your harvest in the fullness of time. But you will, you shall. It is going to arrive. It is going to be yours. However, as is all things in life, not everything is how do they want me to phrase this? Because I don't want to put limiting beliefs on everybody. Some people genuinely get to a place where they are happy every single day. And I think that's a really, really beautiful thing. But sometimes things in life, no matter how much work we've done, no matter how good our mental health, our state of being, everything, things happen. Things in the outside world happen. Things trigger us. Things completely out of our control. And at that point, we have to recalibrate. We have to learn and use our skills in order to move forwards and keep moving forwards. And this is literally saying to me, there might be some short-term discomfort. There might be some short-term changes, or this could be a cycle in life now that really calls us to apply our effort and our energy and focus on what it is that you want and not what you don't want. With Hunja here, Max Dave, you want to focus your energy into the creation of the life that you want. nothing looks great all the time. No day is 100% perfect. Some days are, but you know, typically in our day-to-day lives, as we're going to work, as we're out and about seeing people, things can go wrong, things can throw us off course, and it's our job just to course correct as often as we can, and recognize that I'm getting more of a message that, you know, these struggles right now, what you're investing your energy into right now in a positive way, where you are actively trying to improve your situation. You might not feel like you're getting the yield from it. You might not see like you're getting the results from it. And that might leave you feeling really frustrated, quite stuck, like I can't carry on like this. This isn't fair. This hasn't gone the way I thought it was going to go. But you're being told to persist. You're being told to believe in yourself. You're being told to focus on what you are building. Just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean that it's not happening, doesn't mean that it's not coming. And your ancestors really want to bring that across. It's a message of persistence, even when you can't see the end. You know, sometimes we don't have that final vision in our mind of knowing that everything is going to work out. Some days we know it will, some days it can be harder to believe. And this is just saying, you know, deep down somewhere, trust that things are working out for you. That's the message coming through. Let's get your oracle cards here. Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon, and harmonic resolution. Wowzers. Okay. I don't check the oracle cards. I just shuffle them and then put them aside for each pile. This is really interesting. Yeah, whatever difficulties you're going through right now, they are going to be resolved. Even though you might, I mean, for some of you, you could be looking at like a court case or a situation, something with some kind of judgment of any kind. You know, anybody from the outside making a decision about something. It could be a job, it could be a house, anything. You could be looking at it and thinking, this is absolutely hopeless. There is going to be no positive outcome for this. I don't know how this is going to work out, but this is literally saying to you, nothing is yet set in stone. The future is so malleable. We can literally direct our energy and our thoughts into the life that we want to create, and where our focus goes, where attention goes, energy flows. I believe that's the phrase. Really, that is true. What we focus on really does amplify. So focus on what you are creating, on the life that you want to live. Pull your energy back from this focus on what has gone wrong. And even if it's one small thing a day, focus on being grateful for that. Focus on what has gone right. One of my favorite exercises, even on the worst days, is sitting down and writing through everything that has gone right. Literally sit down and commit it to paper. Even the smallest things, like you managed to get somewhere on time, or you know, whatever it may be to you, because we all live on a different continuum of success. Write down what you were proud of, what you were grateful for, what you feel successful for today, the things that went right. Do that before you go to bed, and it really, really helps shift your mindset before you go to sleep. Pile number one, I really feel like they just want you to know right now that you do have power in this situation, that you can move forwards, that you are moving towards your goals. It is not hopeless. It is not done. It is not a write-off at this point. There is still good that can come from that situation, and they almost want you to believe in it. They want you to believe in yourself and believe in what you've been working on, because it's brought you this far, and you're not finished yet. You're not done yet, pile number one. I'm going to leave this here for you, but as a reminder, personal readings are available. All of my information is in the description box below, and it's been a pleasure to read for you. I hope to see you in another reading. Take care. Much love. Hi there, pile number two. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to the bismuth skull today. As a reminder, a bit of housekeeping, this is a collective reading, so please only take the messages that resonate and feel right for you. I'm going to do the oracle cards at the end for you, and I will start with the runes. And as a reminder, I only have one Instagram and one YouTube account. Any others, or if anyone reaches out to you telling you they need to give you a reading or asking for money, it is not me. So please keep yourself safe. I do as much as I can to get them taken down as quickly as possible. Okay, let's do your reading. This can be super noisy with the runes whilst I'm drawing them. So if you're wearing headphones, just an advanced warning, you might want to take them off while I draw the runes. Okay, we've had 2 fall down. That one's upright, that one's down. Okay, let me just get this one for you. Nauthiz, and it's interesting, I've been painting a Nauthiz painting at the moment. I'm going to take any that land face down and remove them. They're not going to be used for the purpose of the reading. Okay. So I'm being quite clumsy today. Okay, and then I want to arrange them into a grid. And you were on the bottom. Okay. Be careful of where you're investing your energy, pole too. That is one of the biggest messages that's coming through right now. Be really careful about where you're investing your energy, your time, your effort, and your energy, your love, even for some of you. This is just a message. Sorry, I'm just going to move them up slightly so you can see them all. It feels like you've been expending a lot of yourself, and for some of you, this has been at the expense of yourself here. With Pethro in the reverse, you've been giving to the expense of yourself. You could be feeling quite drained. You could be feeling quite drained because there's been a lack of communication about something. But again, with Ansuz in the reverse, you could be feeling drained, like a literal, like somebody has pulled the rug out from under your feet, or just like you've got no energy left, like there's nothing left to give. And again, that might be the absolute extreme of how some of you are feeling. For others of you, it could be this sense of frustration of where you've been putting your energy and your attention, and how, let me just tune into this. For some of you, you've been following a dream, okay? And this is really quite specific. For some of you, you've been feeling something that feels quite destined here. With Athala, Athala is the rune of inheritance. It's also one of my ancestral runes that I would link to ancestors. Sorry for wobbling the camera. I'm having real issues with lighting today because the light levels are so low in the UK naturally at the moment. So I've got different lights on. It's one of my runes of the ancestors. Its literal meaning is connected to inheritance. But for me, it also connects to that sense of destiny, of purpose, of what lies ahead for us on our soul's path, that kind of inheritance. You've been putting your energy into something, and for some of you, I feel like you're waiting for things to come good. And there's quite a similar energy here for pile number 1, but it's different at the same time. This one, it's like you've got the focus, you've got the drive. There is some kind of rebirth coming in for you. There really and truly is. It's like this rebirth energy with Savila and Bjarkan. You are going to get this reignition of your own power, of your own fire. This could be completely new. You could have never pursued this dream. And if that's the case, this dream has just been lying inside of you, and there has been something else you've been putting your energy into that you just really do not have that same heart, soul calling to. Now, these at the very bottom is our need fire. Now, this can speak of our desires, our passions, what it is that we really and truly care about. But at the same time, it's that burning need. It can represent the lack of what it is that we desire, that lack of having it in our life. It is I will use this analogy quite a lot while trying to explain this rune. The easiest way that I can explain it is hunger. That hunger for something will take you to places. It will make you work hard. It will drive you to hunt, to hunt down what it is that you want. And you will, put your energy and effort into something. But it's also saying to me that it's also the rune of what those dreams mean to us. What is that passion within us? You know, what is it that keeps coming up? What is that dream that keeps coming up that's not left you alone, perhaps your entire life? For some of you, you could get this real flash of inspiration here with Servillo. A real sudden, like a brainwave is what they're showing me. It's like a sudden inspiration, a thought process, an idea, a communication about something, but it feels more internal. But somebody could say something and it just triggers this cascade of thoughts within you. It's like, I could do that. You could watch somebody doing something and realize that you have those skills, you have those abilities, perhaps even you could do them better. And it's not to judge anyone else, it's just you suddenly realize that you have a gift for something, or that you can do something. And this is you overcoming that limitation, whereas in the past you might have said to yourself, oh, perhaps no, I can't do this. You know, with Turisas in this position, to me, it speaks of the obstacles that need to be overcome. It can be that moment when you're stood at the bottom of a mountain and it just seems like all too much. You just think you're never going to see the end of it. And yet if you don't start, you're never going to get to the end of it. And the thing is, with these kind of, you know, with this Nauthias and Othala combination, these kinds of dreams, these kinds of soul callings, they have a habit of just repeatedly popping up and not going away. They're the kind of thing that just comes up. It could be something from childhood. It could be something through your adult life. You could be working for somebody and think, I could do this better on my own. I could do this as a business. I could be putting all of this energy into my own business and growing this for myself. So it's a very, very interesting energy. But with Servillo, Raido, Bjerken, you have got that drive to overcome this. With Isa here, there could be some kind of limiting belief, something that holds you still. And it feels like something from the past, something that keeps you fixed, something that is stopping you or standing in your way. But I feel like this fire is going to burn too bright this time. You've got ice and fire here. You know, it feels like you are going to overcome this. And I feel like your ancestors want you to know that you can overcome this. You can pursue this dream. You can move forwards. So don't give up. Don't quit. Whatever it is, whatever this calling is, you could have been with Ansus in the reverse, you could have been blocking it out for a long time. It could be a passion, something that you really love to do. And the absence of it in your life could really make you feel less than. It doesn't even have to be, you know, like a career choice. It could just be something you're really passionate about. It could be music. It could be going to different places or doing certain hobbies, you know, doing that for you, restoring your own cup here with Pethro, you know, refilling your own cup, putting that time, love, energy and attention back into you and pursuing this dream, pursuing it and moving forwards. I really and genuinely feel, and it's not to go looking for it, but I really and genuinely feel like there is going to be some kind of like a flyer through the door, something a friend says, a message on the radio, something that you're not looking for. Somebody will say or do something and you're like, I can do that. That's for me. This is for me. I can do this. I want to do this. And that moment you're going to go and shift a gear and in this radio energy, like begin to move forwards, no matter how big it might seem to get to where you want to go. For some of you, it can certainly be a fitness journey. You know, you might suddenly get that inspiration, like, I need to do this now. I need to do this for me now. And, you know, that catalyst, whatever it is in your life, is going to hit you like lightning with this Servillo rune. And you will know, and you will feel it, and you will feel it at the core of your being. And then you will decide that it's time to move forwards. So this feels like the beginning of a journey, whereas pile 1 was more like the culmination of a journey. You're already on the journey. This feels like this is triggering the beginning of a new journey. So if you feel drawn to pile 1, please feel free to go and watch it. I will say as well, you had 2 of these cards. No, the other piles didn't, but they both came out. Your commitment is being tested. Then we've got Ice Queen, introspection, self-analysis and fortitude. and solar portal being centered, balancing power and manipulation. The solar portal is all about the solar plexus chakra. This is all about where we find our personal power, our identity, the expression of our soul source energy, and how that is reflected out of us into the world. It links to the heart and to the to the sacral chakra, which is very much about that heart and creative balance. What really matters to us, what really feels important. You know, what triggers this growth, this awakening, this what it is that we want to do. Where are you being called? Take the time if you need it. You might get this inspiration and then need to take some time to really tune in to the message that has come through for you, or to feel into what it is that you want to do. It feels like there is this gift and this wisdom within you, something calling to you, something that you really want to feel and to experience. And with your commitment is being tested. For some of you, you could feel like your commitment to this other thing that you've invested a lot of time and effort into is the most important thing. I know this is a bit of a sideways message, but you could really feel like your commitment to that is overall, overarching. If this is somebody else, you know, like a job or something outside of you, it's almost like that dominates your life in some way. And it feels like the commitment to that takes over. It takes precedence over anything else that you need or want to do, especially if it's for yourself, because this is very much about the self. So I feel like your commitment to yourself is what's being tested. And it's not to say that you have to drop people or drop commitments, but it's calling you to really think about what you are committing to and why. You've got the 22 card here. It's 22/11/22 at the time of this reading today. So 22, it could be that this year is the year that you decide to make things happen for yourself. And I know 2022 is just about to close. We've got 1 month left, just over. But that is still a 12th of this year. You can still make changes. You can still commit to yourself. You don't have to wait for 2023. And I don't know who needed to hear that, but somebody needed to hear that the end of this year is still as important as the new year. Pile 2, I'm going to leave this message here for you. It was my pleasure to read for you. So thank you for asking me, and thank you for being here. I will see you in another reading. And as a reminder, all of my information is in the description box below. Take care. Hi there, pile number 3. If you were drawn to this pile, then this is your reading. You were drawn to this lovely little red agate skull today. Okay, as a reminder, this is Ancestral Messages, so messages from your ancestors. This is a collective reading, so please only take the messages that feel right and resonate for your situation. It's absolutely okay if you feel drawn to more than one pile. There has been a bit of a link between the previous 2 piles, so if you'd like to go back and watch either of those, if you feel called, there might be messages in there for you as well. If you'd like a personal reading, please feel free to use my information in the description box below. I will never DM you telling you you need a reading on any platform, on any app, or ask you for money. If anybody does that to you, it is not me, it is a scam. So I'm going to do the runes. We're going to start with the runes today. I'm not going to do any cards other than these. So please, if you're wearing headphones, I would just take them off for a moment while I draw the runes, because it can be pretty loud. Okay, and then I'm going to remove any that land face down. We're not going to use them for the purpose of this reading. I like what I'm seeing here for you, pile 3. I've got to say, I'm just going to arrange these into a grid. Like they want to go there. Just make sure sure you can see all of those. Please excuse the lighting if anything is hard to see. I have been trying to adjust it for the other two piles. It's the light levels are so low in the UK at the moment. I've got different types of lighting on to try and make it as clear as possible for you. Okay, big changes in your finances is the first thing up here. You could be concerned about finances, but actually I have this feeling like things are changing and working out. So you could definitely receive news of some kind of improvement within your personal circumstances. Whatever happens, it feels like you are aware that things are moving forwards. You can feel that things are shifting and changing. We've got Fehu at the top here, which is the rune of wealth. This is also saying, with it not being fully upright, this is a question of worth. Remember your worth. If you are investing yourself, your time, your energy, or reaching out for job interviews or things like this, remember your worth. Remember your worth through these changing times. You don't have to sell yourself short in order to move forwards. It's that repeating message is just saying, just keep focused on yourself and keep moving forwards. Just know your worth, know your value, and only accept the best. I've been really, really forceful at that one. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I feel like actually that is a message that somebody is used to. It's like something you might say to yourself. That could be somebody's affirmations. That could be something you're saying to yourself. Or something somebody has said to you, advice from the past, and if so, then that is your message. For some of you, you could feel like whatever's been going on has been difficult to grow through, but grown you have, and grown you will. And actually, in some ways, the struggle has emphasized and renewed your commitment. We have Lagus here, which is my rune of alchemy. Owing to the fact that it is the rune of water, it's connected to water, to moving water. It is connected to the ways in which water changes its form from solid to liquid to gas. That's why it connects me to alchemy. As water shifts its state, so can we. We can have to be and be flexible and to go with the flow sometimes and be adaptive and responsive to our situation in order to remain in that flow state. Your what do they want me to say? Your commitment is being tested. And I'm sure that was for one of the other piles, but it feels like what is this message? Okay, so this is really interesting because each of these piles feel like different stages at a story. And this one, it's almost like you can see the end goal. You've got the clearest vision of your end goal. And it's like you're just trying to build in between. And there is this element of going with the flow, and perhaps things aren't exactly as they are right now. But deep down, whether this is consciously or whether just on some subconscious level, you just know things are going to work out. They're asking you to just be strong and to stay in your flow state. And that flow state is trying to release as much resistance as possible in order for things to move as seamlessly and with as much ease as possible. For some of you, you could be manifesting a relationship, some kind of business partnership. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Excuse me if you can hear the boy racers outside. There could definitely be the emphasis on manifesting something. You are definitely investing your energy in two different ways. And for some of you, this is the key. It is a reminder of investing your mental energy, your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, especially around this new moon, they're saying, into what it is that you want, and keeping focused on those desires, but at the same time going out into the world and physically doing. It's like calling that into balance and remembering that there is a time for all things. Ivaz here is the rune of, it can be connected to life and death, to Yggdrasil, to the all of life, to our energetic polarities. as above, so below. And this is literally saying to me, you know, in this position, you could be feeling pulled in a few different directions. But I feel more it's representing the ways in which you are investing your energy and calling you to almost consciously will something into being. So if you have been manifesting something, this is saying keep manifesting something, because answers, we've answers Savilo and Perthro at the bottom with algaes. This is really, really positive. Answer speaks of communication, of connection, of divine wisdom, of the breath of Odin, of the life force within us. Savilo speaks of sunlight, of lightning, of inspiration, of catalysts, of things coming suddenly and unexpectedly. And Pethro speaks of chance. It speaks of throwing your hand in. You could be feeling very much like you've got an investment to make. For some of you, this is the investment of your mental, emotional, and spiritual energy in belief in this manifestation process, whilst for others of you, it's very much within yourself. And for others of you still, this will be a sudden impulse or inspiration that nudges you in the right direction quite unexpectedly. Something, an opportunity could suddenly present itself, or a competition, something that involves an element of chance here with Pethro in this position, something that involves perhaps a bit of a gamble. There may even be an element of risk. Of course, please, please, please keep yourself safe, keep yourself mindful of any kind of risk that you're doing. This is, you know, just a reading. So please be safe. Please be careful. But you could be feeling like there is something that you want to have a go at, something that you want to have a try at, something that you're willing to take a chance upon, I feel like is the word. And it could be a relationship for some of you. It could be a new business partnership or work-related connection. But it feels like you are going to know. You're going to have this sudden, deep knowingness. And with Urus and Lagus, again, another one that feels to me like this balance of feminine and masculine energy within ourselves. Again, nothing to do with gender. It's just the energy of doing and the energy of intuition and being receptive. You know, physical action and intention and manifestation of our inner energy. Inner energy, you know what I mean. It's that balance of both. But it's like I've just got this really strong feeling, and it's a combination of like excitement and knowing, like this is going to happen, this is going to work, this is for me, this is my time, I can see this end goal, I can see where this is going, and I know this is right. And it's just this really strong feeling. And this is, you know, with algaes at the bottom, look for those messages or be aware of those messages. I wouldn't say look for those messages, because if we really look hard enough, we could make anything a message. And that isn't always the best use of our mental, spiritual, emotional energy. But there is going to be something that is so specific or so unmissably a message or inspiration or something guiding you, you are going to know. And it's like you can see this end goal. You are going to see the growth, the beautiful manifestation of this relationship, of this partnership, of this business, of this new connection. It feels like things are going to improve in your life, your finances, your connections, be they friendly, romantic, or professional. And it does feel like you're going to receive the guidance if there's something that you want to take a chance on. But more, I feel like this is about you taking chances on yourself, you know, believing in yourself. And if it feels right, you know, maybe putting yourself forward for something that you wouldn't have considered before, or putting yourself out there in a way that you haven't done before. I'm just trying to read the different situations that are coming into my mind. But whatever this is, I have got the most beautiful feeling in my heart space. And it is just lovely. It's just this feeling of, yeah, this is for me. This is for me. I just know this is for me and this is going to work out. I love that energy. And whoever this is for, I hope you receive this and hope you receive that energy. Oh, what did I say? Destiny. I don't read these cards before I do the reading. I just draw them and leave them at the end. Believe in the impossible. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Believe in the impossible. You just know. With Athala here, with Savilo, with Ansuz, with Pethro, and with Evraz, you just know. You can feel it. You can feel the sense of purpose, of passion, this destined, whatever it is, whether it is love, whether it is any type of connection, or just what this is to you, what it represents. It's that feeling of intention, that you're where you're supposed to be, that this is for you, that this is now, it's like you're, oh, I can't explain it. I can just feel it. It's a feeling that it's just so grounded and so peaceful. It's just knowing. This is for me. This is it. This is my moment. This is my thing. It's like the culmination of so much effort, of so much intention. You know, we've got Yira here. That is that culmination, that realization that all of this growth with Bjarkan here in this position, it has all been worth it. It has all been for a purpose. It wasn't all for nothing. This is where it comes. This is where it comes to being. This is where you see it come to life. This is where you see it manifest, feel it, touch it, taste it, whatever it is. You know. Keep believing in the impossible, even if it doesn't seem possible. You know it. You just know it. And pile 3, I love this reading. If there was any I would love to claim today, it would be this one. I'm going to leave this here for you. I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Just sending you all my love, and I will see you again really, really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.